Hello, welcome to the video for lesson 4 on assemblies. The videos that I am working on right now, the CAD drawings, are going to follow the notes for lesson 4 on Shobi. And what this lesson goes over is how to import different parts from your drawings into an assembly and how to use them so that you can create a drawing that doesn't just look like a machine, but might also work like a machine. We're going to talk about pairing parts and mating them and making them interact with each other. In this video, we're going to go through steps 1 through 4, and it's going to be slightly different than what the notes say for two particular reasons. I'm asking you to access your drawing from a different file, not from the same file. And two, these notes are written for a laptop or a desktop, and we're working on iPad, so whenever possible, I'm going to make sure that you understand the differences. But that said, you can, if you have a desktop, you should be able to read right through these and go ahead and work through the drawings. If you have an iPad, all you have to do is follow my directions, and you will be fine. So we're gonna start with step 1. We're going to insert the large arm into our assembly, and to do that, we are going to open up our assembly file. One thing I'd like to note is by now you should have changed your Cantilever file name, your lesson 3-3 D block, into Cantilever last name because that's how we are going to find it through our assembly file. So I'm going to click on assembly. And my part studio and my assembly are going to be empty. There's nothing there. I'm going to import my drawings from my Cantilever file. And so for that, again, step 1. Let's find the large arm, click insert, and select the large arm. And then it says immediately selecting the green check mark. Now the green check mark is not something you're going to see if you're using an iPad. Green check marks only shows up on a desktop and a laptop, but no problem because all they mean is this right here, which it's not highlighted in green, but it's available on the iPad as well. So I'm going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is slightly different than what the notes are telling me to do, because in the notes you're accessing the same file. Here you're accessing a different file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click insert. I'm on the assemblies tab. You need to make sure you're on the assembly tab. You're going to click insert. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to check other documents, and all you would need to do is click on created by me. And it should be one of the top files on that list. So in this case is Cantilever, and I'm going to click on that, and you should already have created an assembly version, so click on that, and we are going to click on large arm. Now that green check mark would be the check mark right on top. I'm just going to click that, and we move on to step 2. Step 2 says, with a large arm at the origin, right-click it in the parts list and select Fix to make sure that the part doesn't move. Now, obviously, we can't right-click on the iPad. We can do that on the desktop and a laptop, and not the iPad. So, luckily, the iPad already gives us an option. These 3 dots next to the eye in large arm. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select Fix. Those are the 3 dots next to that eye. You select Fix, and now it's fixed. That thing there next to the word large, that is showing me that it is fixed. As you can see over here, that is what they're showing you there. Okay? All right. Next thing, we're going to do is we're going to insert the short arm. Again, if you were working out of the same file, all you would have to do is follow the notes. In this case, we're going to search your cantilever file. So you're going to click on Insert and Other Documents, Files Created by Me, Cantilever Assembly Version, and you're going to look for the short arm. Click OK, and immediately the short arm is going to appear attached to the origin. Now the short arm isn't fixed. If you click on it, you see those, you see this right here that's popping up, the set of arrows. That is what we call a triad manipulator, because it's going to help us move that arm around. So if I click on that, on the head of the arrow that's pointing upward, it's just going to move up and down. Doesn't matter where you move your stylus. Okay, if I click on the arrow that's closest to you right now, the one that's kind of slightly downward, and you slide it, it just moves back and forth, and the other arrow makes it move front and back. Okay, and if you just click anywhere on the screen, you can move it anywhere you want. And that is basically step 4. That's talking about the triad manipulator. And that's all we're going to cover on this video. Next up, we're going to talk about mating the parts so that they behave in a very specific way. In this case, just so that they have the freedom to rotate about each other, or in this case, so that the small arm has the freedom to rotate around the large arm, because the large arm is fixed in place.